How's it going, everyone? Toasty here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle guide. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that applies to all players that are still in the early stages of the game. We're going to be focusing on setting up a bit of a guideline for what we should be doing and what we should be keeping mind of during this early portion of the game, like what free-to-play cards we should be farming, Dragon Ball wishes, and what to spend our treasures on. Before we get started, like always, any and all websites used in the creation of this video will be linked in the description below. Now let's get on to the video. So at this point in the series, we've covered the different game modes, the different types of banners, the different types of leader and passive skills, building teams, and the hidden potential system. So in summary, we know what there is to do, where to go to do those things, and why doing those things is good, but we haven't yet discussed a good way to go about these things. There's just so many things to do, and you don't really know where to start as a new player. It can be pretty overwhelming, and pretty demotivating seeing how far behind you are. So my goal with this video is to set you guys up with a decent starting point. This isn't going to be some type of super in-depth rank 1 to rank 500 guide that shows you, farming the quest all the way up until defeating the legendary Goku event with no support items. This is going to be building the foundation of everything we work on from here on out. That being said, we're going to start off with talking about a few free-to-play cards and teams that we can farm up that are going to be really useful. The Ginyu Force and Bardock team grind is typically the first thing that most would recommend you do first, and with good reason. Both grinds, once completed, leave you with a free LR and a fully maxed out team to be run under that LR lead. The Bardock team is the newer and definitely the better of the two teams, so this one would be your main priority, but I do find the Ginyu Force team a somewhat easier farm. Once you've completed these two teams, you can move on to farming up other units from the story events. Keep in mind that not all of these cards will be attainable at once, and you might have to wait for their events to return or use keys to access their events. LR Goku and Arale should definitely be one of your top priorities, as not only are they an easily attainable free-to-play LR, they're a really good one at that. I'd actually recommend farming up 2 copies, one to awaken to LR and one to keep at the TUR level, since they can be run together because they don't share the same name. All of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie characters should definitely be farmed up too. The Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, along with the base form Gogeta, have a good set of Extreme Z Awakenings, and the Frieza is a really good defense-oriented extreme unit with decent support in his kit. Cell Saga Goku and Vegeta that Dokkan Awaken into the exchange units are also a very good set of free-to-play cards, especially since you can max these out for free. Maxed out meaning SA10 and complete hidden potential activation. If you farm these 2 Cell Saga units and the 3 Saiyan units from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie event, you're well on your way to building a really solid pure Saiyans team that can be run under the LR Prime Battle Vegeta. In case you needed some units for the World Tournament and you don't have the Extreme Z Awakenable Strength Broly, or you can't yet complete his Extreme Z Awakening stages, you can also farm up Second Form Frieza and Raditz, as they both have the Attack All effect on Super. Second Form Frieza in particular, because like the Cell Saga units, his hidden potential tree is 100% free to completely unlock. Before I move on from the free units, I do want to mention the LRB Pan that you can get from the Pan Secret Adventure Growth event. This is a grind that takes a really long time because you can only complete her event once a week, and you only have that one chance to get copies of her and more of her awakening medals. This is a real slow burner of a grind, but you'll likely be running this event weekly anyway, so why not go for it? She's a pretty useful unit and can be run with other really good free-to-play units like Bulma, Goku Jr., and Namek Saga Gohan, particularly under LR Goku and Arale's leader skill. Over the next few videos, I will be covering the free-to-play units that I mentioned in this video, and all of the rest that are available to us in more detail, but for now we're just trying to get you started, so now we can move on. Throughout the quest mode, we'll be encountering several opportunities to collect the Dragon Balls on the map. Once all 7 have been collected, as per usual, we get to summon Shenron and ask him to grant us a wish. Now we can't just type in "I want LR farmer with shotgun" though, we have a set of predetermined wishes to choose from. I'll have a graphic on the screen of what all of the wishes are, but basically you can choose a bunch of items or dragonstones and stuff, but there's one wish in particular that we should be gunning for first. The wish, "I want help in battle." As much as you think you don't need it, this is the top priority wish. The dragonstones can wait, trust me. This wish lets us take an additional support item type into battle, along with letting us take 2 of each item instead of just 1. Now this might not seem all that useful or all that great at the moment, but support items can be surprisingly effective and are actually often key when taking on some of the late game events like Super Battle Road and the legendary Goku event. Next on the priority list would be either the "I want a stronger team" or the "I want more allies" option. I would go for the allies option first since it expands our character box space by 10, which makes it easier to farm up characters since we don't have to constantly train them into each other in between runs, and it gives us 10 dragonstones to add to our count. The "I want a stronger team" wish gives us enough awakening medals to Z-awaken a handful of cards and increases our team cost by 10. This one is good, but I wouldn't pick it over the character box space and stones due to the fact that we won't really be running an insanely high team cost, especially with either of the Ginyu Force or Bardock teams. Aside from the Dragon Balls, the quest mode will eventually begin rewarding us with incredible gems after a certain point. These gems, like most valuable items, can be traded at the Baba shop for characters, medals, and more items. There's a lot you can trade for them, but I recommend sticking to the Elder Kais and Potara medals. These Potara medals are the ones we use to awaken Strength Vegito into LR Vegito Blue. Quest mode aside, you'll also find yourself collecting a variety of different treasures from certain story events. These treasures can be accumulated and exchanged at the Baba shop for special items. These items are most commonly training items, awakening medals, Hercule statues, and other things of the sort, but sometimes we can use treasures to buy awakening medals to Dokkan Awaken characters from story events, and even get rare characters like Elder Kais or Grand Kais. Typically speaking, you always want to be farming up treasures to buy the Elder Kais from the shop, but some events do have character-specific awakening medals that can only be purchased from the shop and can't drop in the story event. More often than not though, the character-specific medals will be farmable through the story event stages, so that does make it a little easier for us to save up our treasures for the Elder Kais. That about covers it for today. There is more to talk about in regards to certain free-to-play cards and all that good stuff like I mentioned earlier, but I don't really want to keep putting out insanely long videos. I feel like putting too much information into one video could possibly get hard to follow and difficult to understand, or it'll just be plain boring. Moving forward with the guides, I'm going to be trying a more simple and straightforward approach so that the overall series will be easier to follow, at least I hope it would be. So we'll be covering less topics per video, but the topics we do cover will be a little more in detail, similarly to how I did the hidden potential video, in which all I talked about that video was the hidden potential system. And who knows, we may even go back and revisit some old topics, but for now we're just going to be moving forward using this as our starting point. So if you did enjoy the video and feel like you learned something, please leave a like and comment below what you would like me to do next. If you didn't enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a dislike and let me know what you think I could be doing better moving forward. But for now, it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you next time.